6.
I set you up. I fucking lobbed you one right over the net right there.
That's all right. But she wants to freeze it because she says as I get older, my sperm's getting dumber.
It's true.
That's what she says.
Less motility, less mobility.
Yeah, so she wants my sperm now. But I tell her my sperm is brilliant because I don't want kids and I don't have kids.
You don't want kids.
So clearly my sperm's listening.
If you had such a great dad and such a
I might have a
bread
kid
baking
sometime.
mom that put you in a haunted bedroom.
I'm a little selfish. I'm just not ready to be a dad yet.
What part of you isn't ready for that? I mean, it's a calling, I guess, in a way, unless it's an accident. So if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. And I always like when people just go, "No, I don't want kids."
I just don't want a kid right now at this point in time.
You're
I have enough friends with
fucking
kids.
years old. I mean, you can't wait around that long. You're not Tony Randall.
I'd like to be.
If your sperm was a bird, which bird would it be?
Pigeon, man. One-legged sperm. Begging.
I think my sperm are actually getting smarter because I go to acupuncture for fertility. And they put the needles in special places.
I don't want to freeze. Yeah.
And I come home, and then for 2 weeks, all I want to do is have sex, and I'm super virile from acupuncture. There's
I get paranoid though about freezing the sperm.
You should. It's weird.
Well, because then I always like my sperm. I want eye contact with my sperm at all times because it's DNA. Because they can pin a murder on you.
Oh, you're saying somebody could unfreeze your sperm and leave it at the scene of a crime?
Sure.
I thought you meant like your kid would always be cold.
He might be also.
I was jogging on the beach. Speaking of pigeons, this is a seagull one. Are you all right with that?
Hey, I'm just happy to be here. A lot of people aren't.
I'm on Earth. You mean? Not here. Everybody's happy to be here.
These chairs are too comfortable.
Has anybody ever not been happy to be here? Not really. Bill Burr seemed pretty fucking irate the entire time he was here. Somebody tweeted me, I just listened to you and Bill Burr for an hour, and I'm still confused as to whether or not you guys like each other.
Yeah, Burr wasn't very happy. Swartzen got a little
well, he was just had a panic attack because he's an alcoholic.
Towards the end, yeah.
I was jogging on the beach, and it's one of those things where...
And you saw Nick at the beach?
I did. He was all oiled up, and he was ready to he was meeting Christian Leitner there. And there was like a whole bunch of seagulls just sitting on the sand, but they're in my line, and I'm not going to go 10 feet to my left, because that's going to add time, and I'm too out of shape.
Change your
so I run through the middle of the birds, and I clap my hands. They don't fly away. These assholes just get head height and hover, and they're flapping their stupid wing, and I panic, and I'm going, and I'm waving my hands, but then I realize I'm like clipping their wings with my fingertips, and it's the creepiest shit in the world. Any animal in a huge group is so disgusting. Like a carp. You look at a carp and you go, that's a weird looking fish. If you go to like one of those weird ponds in a hotel and there's like 40 carp, you're like, oh my God, they're disgusting. A whole bunch of snakes like in Indiana Jones. You see a snake hiking, you go, look, Kirk, there's a snake.
Humanity's good separate.
Same with people.
I know.
George Carlin said
100 people together, it's disgusting.
What about Ama? 10,000 hugs?
That's 20,000 feet. Everyone's
How many toes, smartass?
200,000.
Attaboy.
But some people maybe were missing a toe or a leg, like my pigeon. Dude, it was crazy.
The pigeon faked having one leg.
It faked it. A sympathy ploy, like the homeless that pretend to be.
Do you give money to the homeless?
I do. There's a few that I kind of take care of. I have a real handsome homeless guy.
I love that guy.
So he's kind of like the parrot, I would say. He's not a pigeon homeless. He's a parrot.
Hello. Want some money?
He's a good he's a good wingman. His name's Ron. And he lives up in the Hollywood Hills. Not really in a house, probably in a tree.
A squatter.
But we talk a lot. I see him. Sometimes Phil gives me food after tennis, and I give it to my homeless guys.
What would Phil say? Man, I give you food, and here you are giving it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a rash on his body.
If I have too much food, he wouldn't mind.
I gave a guy quarters I use a lot of for parking meters at the beach here and all over town, no matter where you go. If I find a meter in LA, for the listeners, it's ridiculous. When you find a meter, it's glee. And if you can park all day at a meter, you'll just keep pumping quarters. So I got like $3 a quarters in a change purse in my truck at all times, right? So pennies, nickels, dimes, I could use them for currency, But I hate when I go into the change purse and I have pennies and nickels and dimes. I get angry because I can't use them in a parking meter. So I put them all in a Ziploc bag. It must have been like $18 in a giant one that you hold like soup in. And there's this fucking guy outside one of the grocery stores here. And I see him every day. I wave him over. I hand him the bag of coins. Then he goes, "Hey, thanks, man." I go, "All right, cool." And then I see him the next day. And I got so irrationally irate. Like, for some reason, I thought my $6 in pennies, nickels, and dimes was like, whoo, got my life together. Yeah. I'm going to go get a parrot. Hello?
Listen, I
still see it. I saw him today, and I'm like, I gave you $6 in coins. What the fuck are you doing here?
Listen to this. I gave Ron, handsome Ron, $3 a month ago. And the other day, he came up to me, and he gave me $3. And I said, "Ron, what are you doing?" He's like, "You gave me $3, a few weeks ago." I'm like, "Dude, it wasn't a loan. I was just giving you that." And he's like, "I just needed to get back on my feet." I was like, "Wait a minute. Are you still..."
How many feet?
I said, "Are you still homeless?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, then how low were you that my $3 got you back on your feet? Like, he was returning the money to me.
That's like 2 cans of Jif. That's all he needed.
One time I gave him a bag of clothes, and then a month later I just saw him, and he had only kept the bag. And I was like, "Dude, what happened to all the clothes?" He's like, "Oh, shit, I thought that was just to keep the shape of the bag."
Really?
Yeah.
So Ron's real smart.
Yeah. He tried to sell me a Rolex recently that he'd gotten from a house fire up in the hills, but I thought he maybe started the fire. And I almost bought it, but he just wasn't.
I think was it a real Rolex?
Wasn't an authorized dealer, so I was hesitant.
Was it a real Rolex?
It had the weight. But I was going to actually just rob him. But then I thought it'd be considered a home invasion because he lives on the street.
What if you...
Homeless invasion.
Now, what if you went to trial for that? Homeless invasion. What if you went to trial for that and then you had to take a lie detector?
I could pass.
And then what if
Ron's
they
a friend, man.
They go to the ID. They do the reenactment of you doing a homeless invasion on Handsome Ron, the arsonist, selling fake Rolexes. Now they have to hire reenactors.
He eventually sold it to the guy who worked at the car wash for $50, and I felt bad because he'd wanted $500 from me.
I think Ron might have substance problems.
Not really. He's also a masseuse. He asked if I could. He asked if I could get him a massage table. I mean, if you met Ron, you'd be like, "This guy's good looking." Like, I wanted to manage him, and I thought I could get him some modeling
get him
work.
into Barry Katz's office.
Maybe Barry would take him.
I got to tell you, Ron, you're dynamic. And the thing that's great about you,
you're undeniably homeless.
Look, I got this new guy. His name is Ron. And you can pay him in shelter.
He's good. If I can get him in a room and he could book it. I mean, he rides bikes, cleans bikes.
Ron rides bikes. Ron impresses you because he fucking rides bikes?
We're on the same schedule. I see him every day.
You live in the Hollywood Hills? No.
Ron does.
So you're going, I think you're stalking Ron.
Hey, man, I do what I got to do. I need a watch.
Let's put some content up on YouTube, youtube.com/morestoriesballs with Kirk Fox. What do you got on that piece of paper right there?
No, this was just some thoughts that I was thinking about for us.
Well, let's put that up on the YouTube, a little video component. I want to see how many ear holes turn to their eye holes on YouTube. Wow. I think this could be fun. So what's on there that's good?
Nothing's good.
Jesus. You're not your father's son anymore.
I thought hitchhiking, they should just rename Kill Me. I thought that was interesting.